Class 7. Civics. Lesson Plan. Lesson 1 on Equality. Q1. What is universal adult franchise? Ans. It is right to vote constitutionally granted to all citizens who are 18 and above 18 of age group irrespective of their social or economic background, gender, caste, religion etc. Q2. What is the idea behind universal adult franchise? Ans. The idea of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of equality because it states that every adult in a country, irrespective of their wealth and the communities he/she belongs to, has one vote. Q3. What kind of inequality prevail in India? Ans. Caste system. Dalit is a term used to address lower caste which shows how they are seriously discriminated against. Discrimination in school. Getting a place on rent, sometimes religious bias is shown. Q4. Who wrote the book Jutan? Ans. It is an autobiography written by Om Prakash Valmiki. Q5. Give 2 examples of inequality given in your book. Ans. Om Prakash Valmiki was a Dalit boy who was made to sweep the school and the playground while other children in his class was studying. Mr. and Mrs. Ansari who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. Both of they faced inequality. Om Prakash Valmiki because he belonged to Dalit caste and Mr. and Mrs. Ansari belonged to Muslim community. Q6. When persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. Explain with example. Ans. The dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and Mr. and Mrs. Ansari were violated because of the way in which they were treated. Om Prakash Valmiki's schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity badly and made him feel as if he was less than equal to all other students in the school. The Ansari's dignity was also hurt when persons refused to lease their apartments to them and when the property dealers suggested that they change their name. Q7. How has democratic government in India ensured inequality? Ans. Every person is equal before the law. No person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place or gender. Every person has access to all public places including playgrounds, hotels, shops and markets. All persons can use public facilities available. Untouchability has been abolished. Q8. How has government tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in Constitution? Ans. Government has passed laws which abolishes discrimination. Government has also passed government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. There are several laws in India that protect every person's right to be treated equally. Q9. Describe steps taken by government. Ans. The midday meal scheme is a program introduced by government in elementary schools to provide children with cooked food. Q10. What were the benefits of midday meal program? Ans. More children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school. Their attendance has improved. Has also helped reduce caste prejudices because both lower and upper caste children in school eat together. Dalit women has been employed to cook the meal. To some extent it has also promoted food security. Q11. Explain with examples how many countries face issues of inequality. Ans. In USA, African Americans whose ancestors were slaves who were brought over from Africa, continue to face inequality. The protest against this discrimination was known as the Civil Rights Movement. Q12. What are some challenges of democracy? Ans. Expansion of democracy. Push for a greater recognition of equality. To maintain dignity of underprivileged. Q13. Write a short note on civil rights movement. Ans. A movement that began in USA in 1950s in which African American people demanded equal rights and an end to racial discrimination. It was started by Rosa Parks, an African American woman. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, religion or national origin. It also stated that all schools would be open to African American children and that they would no longer have to attend separate schools specially set up for them. Q14. What is Constitution? Ans. Constitution is a document that lays down the basic rules and regulations for people and the government in the country to follow.